Narcissist wants a relationship where they do whatever they want. Have you ever noticed that some people say they want love, but what they really want is complete freedom without responsibility? A narcissist often enters relationships expecting exactly that. They want connection, attention, admiration, and loyalty, but they do not always want equal rules. They want a relationship where they can do whatever they want while expecting the other person to stay loyal, patient, and understanding. At first, this behavior can be difficult to notice, because in the beginning, they rarely show control openly. Instead, they create excitement, attraction, and emotional intensity. They may act like you are the most special person they have ever met. They give attention quickly and make you feel chosen. But over time, a different pattern slowly starts appearing. Rules begin changing depending on what benefits them. What feels acceptable for them suddenly becomes unacceptable for you. And that is where confusion begins. A narcissist often believes that their needs should come first. Their wants become urgent while your needs become negotiable. If they want space, you must understand. If they want attention, you must provide it immediately. If they want to disappear for hours or days, you should not question them. But if you ask for the same freedom, suddenly there is a problem. You may hear phrases like "you are too demanding." You may be told you are insecure. You may even start questioning whether your expectations are unreasonable. Slowly, you stop asking for fairness because every conversation becomes exhausting. That emotional imbalance is not accidental. It creates a relationship where only one person's comfort matters. One common thing narcissists want is freedom without accountability. They want the benefits of commitment without the responsibilities of commitment. They want support during hard times. They want emotional safety. They want someone available when they need attention. But they resist being questioned about their actions. If they cancel plans repeatedly, there is always a reason. If they ignore messages, there is always an excuse. If they cross boundaries, somehow the conversation becomes about your reaction instead. Responsibility feels uncomfortable to them because accountability limits control. And control often matters more than connection. Another thing that happens is double standards. The rules become completely different depending on who made the mistake. If you forget something important, it becomes proof that you do not care. If they forget something important, you are expected to move on immediately. If you speak to someone else, they become suspicious. If they do the same thing, you are told to trust them. You begin feeling like the relationship has invisible rules that only apply to you. This creates emotional exhaustion because you are constantly trying to avoid conflict while they continue doing what they want. Over time, you become less like a partner and more like someone managing another person's emotions. Narcissists also often dislike boundaries. Boundaries create limits, and limits reduce control. When you say no, they may act offended. When you ask for respect, they may accuse you of changing. When you stop tolerating behavior that hurts you, they may call you selfish. This can feel confusing because healthy relationships actually need boundaries. Healthy love allows both people to have opinions and limits. But narcissistic dynamics often reward silence and punish independence. The more you adjust yourself, the more comfortable they become. And the more comfortable they become, the more they expect. One reason this dynamic becomes powerful is because the narcissist rarely asks directly for unfair treatment. Instead, it develops gradually. Small compromises become habits. Small excuses become patterns. You forgive one thing because everyone makes mistakes. Then you forgive another thing because relationships require patience. Then one day you realize your standards became smaller while their expectations became larger. You begin carrying emotional responsibility for both people. That moment can feel painful because you realize love slowly became one-sided. Many people stay because they believe if they become more understanding, things will improve. They think maybe communication is the issue. Maybe timing is the issue. Maybe stress is the issue. But relationships built around one person doing whatever they want usually do not improve through more sacrifice. They improve only when accountability appears. And accountability only works when both people value equality. Without that, sacrifice turns into permission. Something important to understand is that wanting respect does not make someone controlling. Expecting honesty is not unreasonable. Wanting consistency is not too much. Healthy relationships are not built on one person having unlimited freedom and the other person carrying unlimited understanding. Real relationships require mutual effort. Both people adjust. Both people listen. Both people accept responsibility. That balance creates trust. If you constantly feel guilty for having normal needs, pay attention. If every disagreement becomes your fault, pay attention. If you feel free only when they are in a good mood, pay attention. If you feel afraid to express disappointment, pay attention. These experiences often reveal more than words do because people show what they believe relationships should look like through repeated behavior. A narcissist may want a relationship where they do whatever they want, but that does not mean you must agree to that role. Love should not require disappearing. Commitment should not mean accepting double standards. Connection should not feel like giving while someone else only receives. Healthy love leaves room for both people to exist. It allows closeness without control, it allows freedom without disrespect, and it allows both people to feel valued instead of one person feeling managed. The moment you stop confusing love with endless tolerance changes everything. Because real love does not ask one person to become smaller. Real love grows when both people show up equally, and relationships become healthier the moment fairness becomes more important than control. If this message connected with you, remember this. You are allowed to expect mutual respect. You are allowed to protect your boundaries. And you are allowed to choose relationships where love feels balanced instead of earned.